577-9785.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Temperatures are running way below normal for the season with low tonight down to about 40 with partly cloudy skies tonight and sunshine on Halloween tomorrow with a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s, coldest of the season so far. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend. I've got us around 69 Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And those jacket weather nights are locked in for a while. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Nestle's Crunch and Milky Way will cost you an arm and leg. Kit Kat prices are obscene this expensive Halloween. Expensive Halloween, expensive Halloween. Can't afford peanut butter cups. Expensive Halloween, picking my wallet clean. Trick or treaters are gonna cost $100. Grocery bill makes me want to scream. This expensive Halloween.
This year I won't give out any chocolates because of inflation and tariffs.
Hide in my home and turn the lights out to keep the kids from coming to my house. Expensive Halloween, expensive Halloween, expensive Halloween. I'm not a cash machine.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
It is the big broadcast. Happy Hour. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. It's Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela, and that's Pamela there.
Yeah, I'm coming.
She's my co-host.
And my camera was set up. I had to fix it.
And joining us shortly for our second tour of the ever-growing American Idiocracy, David Blackman. So glad you could be with us this afternoon. I feel pretty good considering people who ride bikes. It's not an exciting thing, you know. The stories are really not all that thrilling, but there's a mental illness component that is worth sharing, and that's the odometer obsession.
Mm-hmm.
Weeks ago, more than a month ago, I like to hit these interesting numbers. So the next big numerical goal was 4,444.4.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been keeping a good pace. Starting today, I was 13 miles short.
Mm-hmm.
I went out. I had a quick but a refreshing nap. Dressed. I got a great windbreaker for days like this where the cold is cutting through you. I went out and did 9 miles. And then I find out from Eddie Bader, you know, he is dressed very interestingly today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He says, hey, we almost killed you while you were on the bike today. So we weren't sure it was you, but he's got a property in Arrowhead, I guess. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he didn't stop and say hi. I set a reminder. I met a couple of guys that work for the city that listen to the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I set a reminder for 3:15 to give them a shout out. Great guys, working hard for our city. Believe it or not, we do have hardworking city employees. And you know that it's, well, when he's in town, I guess the mayor works hard. When he's here, actually. By the way, I would like to ask all Hope Hullians, did you know that the city of Montgomery is trying to annex Hope Hull?
Yeah.
If I'm living in Hope Hull, I don't want that.
Mm-mm.
How can a city just annex another place? I thought Hope Hull was its own town, but I guess
Are they
not.
trying to take the interstate exit? Is that part of it?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of tax revenue
Mhm.
at that exit.
And I feel, isn't the Hyundai plant part of it?
Well, Hyundai is part of Montgomery.
But it's right on the line
Yeah.
because it's pretty much right there.
I mean, that's how they were able to cut the deal to get them to
Mhm.
build that thing here. That's kind of before my time. But if you live in Hope Hull and you hear the stories of what goes on in this town and how many police we don't have,
Mm-hmm.
how are we going to spread those resources that much thinner when we're hiring like a cop a month? I'm pissed if I live in Hope Hull. If anybody in that area has any thoughts on it, we'd love to hear from you. I mean, people are moving out that way to get away from the
Oh,
city.
yeah.
And I that's not something I want to see continue. I want to stay in Montgomery. But, and what did I see today? Another attempt to fleece us tax-wise. Here's a note from Chris who says Hope Hull is trying to incorporate from the city and county. Well,
Yeah.
all I know is thank you, Chris. Given, I would imagine if they're not part of the city, the sales tax there isn't 10%.
Right.
No. We can talk to Eddie about it maybe in depth a little bit tomorrow, but I don't think that helps anybody living there to be part of the city of Montgomery. Why don't we take care of what we have already and make sure it's safe? Again, it seems like every night, and especially with darkness coming in early, leaving Baum. Nice turnout at Baumhauer's last night, celebrating Mike and Sally. Thanks to everybody that came by. And don't forget, this coming Wednesday, we're celebrating Rich Thomas's birthday. We're leaving the number out, but we do hope you'll come by. Take a minute out of your time. It's a benchmark day for him, and it's your chance to swing by Baumhauer's Victory Grill and say,
"You are adorable."
That's what we're looking for. That's Wednesday, and by the way, we put out 5 big strawberry shortcake platters last night to feed the group.
Hold on.
And still had some left over. And I think we're going to do it again for Rich, along with some appetizers and like fried pickles and mushrooms and some of the great things that you can enjoy at Baumhauer's. TS is on the line.
It's becoming a tradition that
Yeah.
she calls us first.
We like that.
Blah,
Yes.
blah.
Blood. Oh, she's practicing for tomorrow.
Mhm.
Because tomorrow, all
Yeah.
callers, morning and afternoon, you have to greet us like Discount Dracula.
Bleh.
Blah, blah. Greg,
Yes.
you have got to explain this to baby girl, because that's what I'm calling your sidekick today, because she doesn't remember things like we do, like the little low light, bright light on the floorboard.
Mhm. Yeah.
I
right.
had never heard
remember-
of that.
Oh, no, just wait. This is even better. I wish I had a picture of it. Greg, do you remember the Ramblers, the cars, the Ramblers, where you punched, you pressed, the gear shift was buttons on the dashboard?
Hmm.
It's called a Rambler.
Buttons
Greg.
on the dashboard for the gears.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. There
Oh.
were cars that had that, but I thought you were talking about the bright button that you could step on with your
No,
foot.
no. This was the gear. Who knows what was on the dashboard? But I remember those gears on the Rambler. 'Cause
Yeah.
we bought one from my aunt and uncle and drove it over here to
Yeah.
Alabama. And that thing,
Push button
And it had
transmission
the-
or something like that. It was called, I think.
yeah.
Ahead
it
of
was
its time.
crazy. So, oh, no, it was nuts. So other than that, blah,
Blah.
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 Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Sounds like we started the idiocracy early. Blah.
David's here.
He is.
Mhm.
Great. All right. So we're going to get to him early because we have some guests from McDonald's coming in at around 4:45. So let's not. There he is, handsome as ever.
Hey, I didn't realize it was early. I thought we were doing this at 3:15 now.
All right. Just to make sure, this is my fault. I'm doing this
You moved it up to 3:15 because of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my fault. We got to take this first quick break here.
No worries.
Pamela, don't mention Dodgers or anything about baseball. Oh, my God. I don't think we'll have time for a baseball segment. All right. So we will be with David here in just a minute. I'll tell you what. Let me get a traffic update in now. And then we'll be right back to begin our second tour of the American Idiocracy with our friend David Blackman. Skipper, how's it going this afternoon?
And just like that, we have a couple of accidents. First of all, Young Meadows at Vaughn Road. Please watch out. They are already on the scene there. And on East Boulevard at Kalmar Drive, got a minor accident there. Light to mostly moderate traffic interstates and boulevards. We're beginning to get a little busy, seeing traffic build. Buckle up. We will keep you updated. High school students get a head start on college with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Over 400 students are taking advantage of this program. Registration going on now for spring 2026. Go to trentumstate.edu/dual enrollment for more information. I'm Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
By the way, that special shout out to Chad and Dietrich. Guys, thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you today. Thanks for working hard for our town.
Hannah, did we just really open up our own real estate brokerage?
We sure did. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group is officially here.
So this isn't just another name in real estate?
Nope. It's still us, the same hardworking individuals. It's just us leveling up to give our clients the best service possible.
More experience, more energy, and more results.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, who you have on your sign matters. So give me, Hannah Grantham, a call at 334-368-6358.
Or Eddie Bader at 334-322-0662.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2, and you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Woodward, account executive with Blue Water Broadcasting. Why should you advertise with us? Did you know that more Americans listen to radio than use Facebook each week? Did you know that 77% of listeners would try a brand or product endorsed by their favorite radio personality? Contact me, Cheryl Woodward, by going to BlueWaterBroadcasting.com to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
A woman from New Hampshire today after she said he looked like the Great Pumpkin with a toothache.
Little Peanut honestly tried to ignore her. But what can you do? He's teething again.
An angry Cajun midget bit a woman from New
Human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down. How did this happen?
Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators within the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
That's right. We are opting for the shorter intro to our tour, the Idiocracy, with our friend, the... We heard about that, okay?
I didn't have it up on the stream.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't hear it. I knew
It was, but what can you do? He's
you-
teething again.
You
Oh
missed
yeah,
it
the
there.
Cajun midget. Yeah, I saw that. I met a Cajun midget one night in the old Absinthe House on Bourbon Street.
Really?
Yeah, had a long conversation with him. It was really interesting.
He didn't bite you, did he?
No. Nice guy.
Maybe because the victim in this case was from New Hampshire, where
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
they're different up there. Some escape, like Pamela. Did you know that Pamela's originally from Vermont?
I did. Oh yes, I did know that. Yes, we had that discussion one episode here.
Yes.
And looks
That
back,
Carhartt cap you got on there.
I know it's cold out.
it's chilly
Yeah.
here today, man. We've had a dose of climate change, if you will. With one thing I want to cover at the outset here, just get your latest take on the shutdown. What are the rumblings? We're hearing about food stamp riots and, but the Democrats, they're the ones that would rather starve their own constituents so they can feed illegal aliens. And if you're for that, you're part of the problem. God.
Yeah,
think it'll get,
it's really extraordinary. I mean, it's really extraordinary because, these are Democrat constituents by and large who are going to go without their benefits. And yet, when you see the ones that get interviewed on CNN, MSNBC, they've all been brainwashed by Democrat politicians to think this is all Trump's fault, when literally Trump has nothing at all to do with any of this. Okay.
No.
I mean, this is strictly a congressional thing. The House has passed a clean CR, did it 4 weeks ago, 4.5 weeks, almost 5 weeks ago now. And the Democrats refused to, get 7 votes out of their 48 members to overcome the filibuster. At some point, I guess as soon as jets start falling out of the sky because we don't have enough air traffic controllers.
Yeah.
And the president reserves time on all 3 networks to talk about why that's the Democrats' fault, then maybe we might be able to get this thing over with. But I'm afraid it's going to take a disaster like that. People are going to have to start dying before the Democrats are going to be willing to do anything.
Even the Washington Post has called out specifically the Democrats and said, cut the crap.
Hell, even
Do your
Jake
job.
Tapper did it on CNN.
Jake
yesterday.
Tapper!
I mean, my goodness, how much more do you... Caitlin Collins had a moment of honesty about it even.
This is like that moment in that Bill Murray film where he says, dogs and cats living together. I mean, when Jake Tapper and the Washington Post are telling Democrats, yet the one of the main features of being an allegiant to that party is your monumental ignorance.
Yeah.
And along with a good solid case of TDS. In the meantime, I don't know, I can't gauge all the media coverage, but Trump just continues to deliver.
Oh.
And this Asia tour is so impressive. I'd like you to.
It's the most amazing thing. I got to thinking about it this morning. Of course, he met with Xi at around midnight our time last night, and I was in bed, didn't see any of it live. But I mean, what an extraordinary thing. That was at the end of a 4-day trip in which he had bilateral meetings with the national leaders of 4 of the biggest, most rapid growing economies in the Pacific Rim: Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Japan, and then to South Korea, where he also met with the leader in South Korea before he met with Xi Jinping, struck trade deals with every one of them. Important real policy action while Congress is paralyzed, for the benefit of the United States. all halfway around the world, his body clock is completely messed up, or any normal human being's body clock would be
Yes.
completely messed up. It's half a
Mhm.
day off. And he never looks tired. He never sounds tired. Try to imagine Joe Biden even doing one of these.
No.
We just came off of a presidency who's only 2 years older than Trump, and
Yeah.
would not have been able to accomplish even one of these without completely humiliating himself and the United States of America. Trump does one every 18 hours on this trip. It's really incredible. And then he gets on Air Force One, flies directly back home as soon as he gets off of Air Force One. He goes to the White House. Right now, as we're talking, he's hosting a bunch of kids at a Halloween party on the White House grounds. When does he sleep? When does this man ever sleep? I don't know.
This man should have an 85% approval rating.
Yeah.
Because everything he does is for the benefit, ultimately, or at least to create a balance between the United States and our other partners. It seems like the leadership of the other countries respects him, likes him.
Oh, man, they put on these incredible welcoming ceremonies for him. And Joe Biden would flying into an airport, and sometimes nobody'd even be there to meet him.
Right.
You know, I mean, but it's like a national holiday everywhere Trump goes. It's crazy.
I remember he did get off a plane one time and started waving. There was nobody there.
And there was nobody there. There
Yeah.
was nobody there.
There
When he
is-
landed where was he? Was he in China? No, he wasn't in China.
It was.
I forget where he was, but
Well, we can't feel bad about not knowing where because he probably didn't know.
he didn't know where it was either.
Now, there's one guy who thinks Joe Biden was very underrated, and I want you to give this quick clip a listen here. It deserves proper introduction because it is
Gavin Newsom,
the one and only. Yeah, let's give this a quick listen here. I think this is ready to go.
And we'll continue to build on the legacy, I would argue, of our former president, who I think was one of the most successful presidents in the last century, and that is Joe Biden. And I will defend that till my grave in terms of the CHIPS and Science Act, the infrastructure bill, the work he did on the IRA, the fact that he had a worker-centered industrial policy, and the fact that those are the right policies for this country.
They're all getting undone, right? I mean, everything.
A lot of them, but not, well, many aspects are being celebrated by the Trump administration.
Yeah, I hear Trump giving Joe compliments all the time for the magnificent things he did.
Yeah. Particularly
This
the
guy's out of his
IRA,
mind.
Yeah. Well, you know, Biden did get a lot of
The Inflation
extremely
Reduction
damaging-
Act.
Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of big bills done, and they were all incredibly damaging to the U.S. economy and our well-being and our future as a country. And that's why so much of it's getting rolled back, because it was just taking on all this debt. It created 3 years of massive inflation. And, you know, I mean, that's why it all has to be rolled back and gotten rid of. It's all garbage legislation. And the
it's
infrastructure bill, yep, you know, what is it doing? Almost none of it was infrastructure. It was a $1.2 trillion bill. 257 billion of it was for actual infrastructure. The rest of it was just to establish new higher baselines on all these social programs that the Democrats love.
Yeah. Which right now they're, I'm wondering, do they see a hypothetical food stamp riot as something that will benefit them? I do think Trump needs to request time on the networks and just have a chat with the country. Look, here's what's going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, CBS, I guess, might agree to give him time. I doubt ABC or NBC would. You know, but I mean, that would be a great idea. It'd be a good thing for him to do. He's very effective when he's speaking to the country. But yeah, on November 5th, what is that, next Thursday or Friday?
Yeah.
There is going to be massive demonstrations. You know, they claim they're going to have 1 million people in Washington, D.C. It'll probably be more like 100,000, but the networks will lie about that too, like they lie about everything else. But, you know, whatever, if the No Kings rally was obviously extremely successful. So I guess they're just going to keep doing stuff like this. It made like zero difference whatsoever, and the Democrats' public approval rating has actually gone down. So keep going.
Yeah, no, keep doing what you're doing. Tell us why the 1-year suspension of rare earth restrictions is so huge. And this is the deal with
and
China.
the China trade bill. Yeah, trade agreement framework. It's a framework. I always have to say that because there's details still to be worked out. And but yeah, the biggest element of it for the United States was that 1-year suspension on China's restrictions on rare earth minerals, which are critical to our military establishment and go into every weapon system the military uses. Goes into rare earth metals are used in the manufacture of just ordinary everyday bullets, folks. So without them, you wouldn't have ammunition for your own pistols and hunting rifles either. It's endemic to everything that we use, every gadget we use. They make chips from it that goes into our televisions, everything, computers, magnets that go into all kinds of vehicles, jets, and military systems. So it's incredibly important to our entire society, and we're 80% dependent on Chinese imports of these things, which is insane and not sustainable, and that it gives the administration another year to try to rectify that situation as much as we can. And then there'll be another negotiation a year from now, and they'll probably get extended another time. And I think it just is just another example of how Trump is able to deal with these problems in a way that no other president we've had in recent memory would have been able to deal with them. Not even Ronald Reagan had productive relationships with these foreign leaders like Trump has. And yeah, we gave up something in return. We what did we do? So what, I keep hearing people say, well, this is America surrendering on this issue. Well, what did China get in return for it? What did they get in return? They got a reduction of a 57% tariff rate down to 47%. When Trump took office, the tariff rate on Chinese imports was 25%. So is that a win for China? How's that a win for China? I don't understand how that's a win for China. It's not a win for China. It's not a retreat. It's not a surrender on the part of the United States. It's a win for America. And every other one of these trade deals has the same kind of equation attached to it. We get more tariff revenue. And yeah, we make concessions to the other countries, but we have a far more productive trade relationship with all of them as a result.
We're watching some amazing things happen in real time here. The Washington Post telling the Democrats cut the crap and the shutdown. CBS News transforming into at least what so far seems like an attempt to compete with Fox and not with NBC, MSLSD, all the crackpot networks, and looking to just completely remake their image. And again, it falls into that dogs and cats living together kind of thing. Like, we're really seeing this in real time. And like you said, he's got the energy to go back and host a Halloween party for kids.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, and CBS is not going to become some right-wing television network. It is going to be more of a fair and balanced news operation, which is, what Barry Weiss is trying to create there. And, that's going to be a blessing because it's going to provide such a contrast to what's happening at ABC and NBC, CNN, MSNBC. And it will also provide a contrast to Fox, which, I've gotten to where I can't watch the Fox morning show. It's so ridiculous. I can't watch it anymore because it's just such propaganda nonstop. So I just think it's going to be a real breath of fresh air for all of us on all sides if we give them a chance. They had a big layoff yesterday, got rid of a bunch of DEI kind of operations internally at the news division, which is really good. And they're, looking at bringing in some better talent on air. Hopefully she will, in the next round of layoffs, get to the 60 Minutes crew and get rid of Scott Pelley and hopefully Leslie Stahl and some of these other old fossils that have been faking the news on that program for the last half century. And just go right down the line and rebalance that operation so that it provides a real contrast with its competitors that will hopefully be successful. And the better part of that, of course, is that Larry Ellison, the owner of CBS now and Paramount, is now looking at acquiring Warner Brothers, which owns CNN.
Oh boy.
And, doing the same thing at CNN. So I hope he's successful with that too. It would be, one of the things about the Washington Post, yes, they have written a couple of really good editorials, the editorial board that's been revamped there, and we're going to talk about Arctic frost later.
Yes.
Neither the Washington Post nor the New York Times has carried a single story about Arctic frost, which is really, this is saying a lot because we've had so many extraordinary scandals out of the Biden administration now. Maybe the biggest political scandal in American history.
Yeah.
What was going on with Jack Smith and that special counsel's office. Neither one of them said a word about it.
197 subpoenas, 423 targets, and it was just all politics.
Yeah, every really conservative senator, every conservative organization, and right-wing news operation in the country. Jack Smith was surveying, tapping their phones and surveilling their records and forcing the courts to violate the law by not notifying the people whose records they were sharing with the Justice Department, which is a violation of federal law. And it was obvious what was going on there. This was an attempt to kneecap the conservative movement for a generation by throwing a bunch of conservative leaders in jail and sweeping them up in that special counsel investigation. It's extraordinary. And I've never seen anything. It makes Watergate look like a day it came.
Oh my God. Yes. And when that happens, it makes me angry that of course, that was the same crowd putting the country through Watergate, because Nixon had the audacity to carry 49 states.
That's exactly why it happened too.
Yeah. David, we got to take a break here. Please give us your blog address. And when we come back, we have major breaking cultural news from the Idiocracy to share with you.
Oh, no. I know what it's going to be. I was just looking it up. Was it what was on TV?
Well, I didn't get it from TV. I have my own source.
I was just looking it up.
When things get stupid, I know where to look. It's a gift.
It's not far.
It's a gift. That blog address, David.
Oh, I'm sorry. DavidBlackman.substack.com. Come see me.
All righty. Thank you so much. And we'll return with David in just a moment. Quick reminder, the Fed cut the rate. Now is the time to get pre-qualified for the mortgage, for the home improvement, whatever it is you want to do with our friend Morris Capuano at Troy Bank and Trust. This is the guy to contact when you need to borrow money because he works so hard, but he absorbs all the stress and all you got to do is sit down with the man, give him the information he needs, let him go to work. Get pre-qualified to buy a home. The market's going to be heating up. Now is the time to start looking. But if you're looking and you have pre-approval, the people that you're considering making an offer to are going to take you much more seriously. Maybe you're ready to make that major home improvement now with lower interest rates. Again, Morris can do that with Troy Bank and Trust. Money to start a business or to invest. All four on the table. One name, Morris Capuano, one number, 409-9300. Troy Bank and Trust is an equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 88697. And of course, they are chartered so they can never be bought, sold, or more. So you're dealing with a company that's here for the long haul, and you'll just love working with Morris. He makes it so, he works hard, but he makes it look easy. Kind of like me. 409-9300. Let's check in with Skipper. We have Blue Water News with Sky and Rich's weather next.
Well, we believe most of our earlier accidents have cleared, and now we are looking at very busy traffic all over the area, especially Taylor Road East and East-South Boulevards, we're seeing a good bit of traffic on 231 to Wetumpka. Highways 80, 331 and Troy Highway light to moderate. I-65 and 85 are building. We will keep you updated. Front Porch Grill is all about family, good friends, and good food. Stop by and put your feet under the table and visit with Marty and the gang. Front Porch Grill, Highway 14 in Millbrook, next to Food Outlet. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Donald Watkins Jr. has withdrawn his name from consideration as the Director of Small Business Development in Montgomery. Watkins Jr. was previously convicted of running a $10 million investment fraud scheme. As Mayor Reed's appointment for the job, Watkins Jr. would have been responsible for recruiting investors and handling financial resources. A man has been arrested and charged with assaulting 2 Montgomery police officers. MPD responded to a family disturbance on Gilmer Avenue around 8 p.m. Tuesday night, where 66-year-old Amos Jones attempted to flee the scene. Jones allegedly choked one officer and struck another before he was restrained. Jones is charged with 2 counts of second-degree assault. Construction is reportedly on schedule for the new Alabama State House in Montgomery. The building is expected to be completed next year and begin the first regular legislative session in 2027. Once construction is finished on the new State House, the current building will be demolished. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Boo! Guess who? That's right. This is Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. If your finances are haunting you, it's time to call Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. What if I told you that the money you've been looking for all this time is in your home? This is no trick. By refinancing your mortgage, you may be eligible to lower your interest rate or eliminate monthly mortgage insurance. Would you like to pay off credit card debt, make home improvements, or fund a large purchase? A mortgage refinance may be the answer. What are you waiting for? If your current mortgage payment makes you scream, then it's time to call the Alabama Home Mortgage Team. Clear the cobwebs. Call me, Kim Williams, today at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Joseph with Rapid Fire Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 334-675-1000. I pay cash and can close as quickly as you like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorced houses, behind on payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me rent houses. Do you own a house in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. I love buying those houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000. Now play that catchy jingle.
Sell your house the easy way. Call Rapid Fire Home Buyers today.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Severe from Vicks.
Sinex Severe nasal spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Severe instantly relieves nasal congestion and works 6 times faster than nasal decongestant tablets. The 12 hours of relief allow you to get back to the moments that matter without congestion.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Try Sinex Severe from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For tough, good-looking roofs, it's Tamco Shingles from Alabama Wholesale Lumber. For great folks and great prices, call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Temperatures are running way below normal for the season, with low tonight down to about 40, with partly cloudy skies tonight and sunshine on Halloween tomorrow, with a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night, with lows in the upper 30s, coldest of the season so far. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend. I've got us around 69 Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And those jacket weather nights are locked in for a while. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank has a long history of stability and a legacy of serving our community's needs for generations. Since we began in 1906, at CB&S Bank, we're here for you. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Live local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Shortwave, take it down, quick. What's it say? Shut up.
Just into the Idiocracy News Desk, Glamour Magazine's Woman of the Year is 9 biological men.
Yeah.
Now, they've always had unrealistic beauty standards for women, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that one's going to be hard to meet for real women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't know any real women that have, a
ding dong.
Wang. Yeah. I'm not comfortable talking about these things. But why do they persist with this?
To normalize it.
Yeah,
it's not working.
It's not working.
It's all part of the glorious Marxist revolution to confuse the society and keep us all in a state of constant confusion and fear, and destroy all norms of our society. So, in preparation for the glorious takeover by the radical lunatic mob.
It's not confusing to me. It's pissing me off.
I think a lot of people are starting to feel that way. Just stop with this lunacy, Anyway, one of the things that you brought up, David, that we need to focus on is the advance work that goes into all of these Trump trips.
Yeah, it's something that, of course, news organizations never report on. But the amount of advance work that would have been required to put this week together, that tour of Asia, would have involved hundreds of U.S. government personnel, all of whom are really talented and very organized, smart people, at both the White House, on Trump's staff at the White House, at the State Department, and in the diplomatic corps. And these people don't get enough credit because, the coverage is Air Force One lands, the press gets off, starts rolling the cameras, the president, comes down the ramp, president does the meetings, the president shakes hands and agrees to whatever agreements there are and has a press conference afterwards. Then he gets on the plane, goes to the next country. That's all you see. There were months of advance work done for every one of those meetings, every one of those countries. And it accounted for every minute of everything the president did on that trip. So Trump gets all the glory and credit, and he deserves to have a lot of glory and credit for what happened this week on that trip. But these are the people who are unsung heroes in this country that deserve to be talked about a little bit, even though we don't know their names and never will probably. And they're like the offensive linemen of the federal government. They're just not ever going to get credit for anything, but they're doing wonderful work. And I just wanted to mention them. Because I've done some of that kind of work in my life and I know how it feels.
I just saw a story that a number of top Trump officials have had to move to military bases because they're constantly being threatened.
Yeah, of all places, the far left Atlantic magazine had a big article about it. That's actually pretty well done and not overly biased. It's got the Atlantic's normal bias in it, but that's just par for the course. But it's really a sad state of affairs when government officials like Kristi Noem and some of the senior staff advisors, Miller. What's Miller's first name? Chef?
Stephen.
Excuse me, Stephen Miller. Sorry for my language. Stephen Miller and his family. He's got 3 young children, a beautiful wife, and both of them are professionals and have jobs and careers. And it's really hard. Kristi Noem has children as well, and this is a hard thing for these people to have to do, and they're having to do it because they're receiving so many death threats from these woke lunatics on the in the Democratic Party's voter base. And these woke lunatics, we should condemn them for sure. We should also condemn the politicians in the Democratic Party who helped to brainwash them to think the things they think. And the constant stream of false, reprehensible propaganda that comes out of the Democratic Party and its support base in the news media has created this situation intentionally, in which increasing levels of violence are coming from one side on the political spectrum and threaten to throw our country into some sort of a civil conflict, and pretty soon, frankly. And I just, I keep expecting, hoping, praying that we'll have a cooler head on the Democratic side, in addition to John Fetterman, who's a lone voice in the wilderness in that party right now, to try to calm things down. But every time I look up, Gavin Newsom or J.B. Pritzker or some lunatic Democrat is on television, doing a little rabble rousing, trying to get people worked up and geared up to commit more violence. And it's really shocking and sad. And Pam Bondi really needs to start perp walking some people pretty quick, or it's all going to get completely out of hand.
I would think with technology, any death threat, they would be able to figure out the source and where it came from.
They can, and they have with some of them, but it's all, very quiet, done very quietly behind the scenes. No public displays about it, no warnings, no good visuals of these people being arrested, put in handcuffs and taken away. And of course, another big piece of the problem is they get taken away, put in a local jail, go before a local judge. Half the time, it's someone paid for in the pocket of George Soros and his organizations, and they just let the people right back out on the street. So it's not all Pam Bondi's fault, but Pam Bondi needs to get after some really high-profile people and do it very quick, because so many of these people belong in prison, and frankly. Given what happened in Arctic Frost, that includes federal Judge Boasberg, James Boasberg, who is the guy who signed off on each and every one of those 197 subpoenas. Jack Smith sought, all of which also are illegal, and
overturned a whole bunch of, or at least attempted to stop a whole bunch of Trump's agenda. That guy's as corrupt as the day is long.
He is. He's the most corrupt individual in the country, apparently.
Well, we have our first call of the afternoon. You're welcome to join us, 272-9228 with David Blackman and Greg. You're on the line.
Hey, guys. David, I just appreciated your comments about the advanced teams. And it reminded me when I was a school teacher in Montgomery, I would have Dan Morris come and talk to my class about when he was on the advanced team for President Reagan.
Right.
And I got a whole new understanding of that. So thanks for pointing that out. It's a really fascinating topic.
It really is, there's just so much of the work that has, you've got to arrange in advance. Just everything about the venues, the food, where the meals are going to come from, who's going to be shaking whose hands and who's going to be escorting the president to the right room and making sure everything's secure. And then you have all the advanced work the Secret Service has to do to make sure the security's right. And it's just 1,000 moving parts, and it's just extraordinary on a trip as complex as that one was, that every bit of it came off without a visible hitch. I mean, there was no glitches in that entire week. It was amazing.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Yeah, well, appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me talk.
Sure. 272-9228. Now, if I understand correctly, Boasberg, this despicable judge, signed off not only on all those subpoenas, but he forced AT&T and Verizon to keep it secret.
Yeah. Which
Even though
they're
there's-
obligated by federal law to notify their customers when any prosecutor, any government entity has subpoenaed their records. There's a federal law that requires them to notify their customer. And Boasberg ordered those companies to violate that federal law. I mean, that's just such an amazing abuse of power.
Who can Bondi charge him? Or
Well,
who's the one that's
I
got to
would
be?
think so. I mean, yeah, of course he's a federal judge, and
Yeah, that's the
but
reason
that
I
doesn't mean
asked
he's
it.
exempt from obeying the laws of our society.
He apparently thinks otherwise.
Yeah, he thinks otherwise, but it doesn't mean that.
It wasn't like he looked the other way on one or two little things. This whole massive Arctic frost extravaganza is mostly got his stamp on it. He belongs in jail, and he needs to be perp walked. No, show up and for your arraignment, and we'll keep it off the news.
Did you hear the story, by the way, of how the operation came to be called Arctic Frost?
I did not.
So so it just shows what a cabal of Trump hating people were in the Biden Justice Department. Donald Trump, of course, is who the Democrats call the bad orange man.
Yeah.
Florida used to grow the most oranges in the country. Arctic frost is an event that gets into Florida every once in a while and freezes the oranges. And they called it, they picked that name because Trump, and it comes from the north, right? So Trump is a northerner now living in Florida. He's the bad orange man, and we're going to kill him with Arctic frost. That's literally why the name was chosen. And 100 different lawyers inside the Justice Department who were part of that investigation, part of that after the fact coup d'etat effort, agreed to call that operation Arctic Frost. That's incredible. Just incredible.
It's on such a scale.
Yeah.
This isn't one or two little.
Right. It's huge.
It's almost impossible to wrap your mind around it, how vast this is. And they have got to, I hope Grassley is serious about moving swiftly on dealing with this.
Well, he'll move as swiftly as he can as a senator who's the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and Lindsey Graham and Grassley are asking Thune to create a special committee similar to the January 6th committee, except this one will be legal and constitutionally constituted, organized legally, in contrast to the January 6th committee, to perform a special investigation into it. And they're also going to send a formal request to Bondi to appoint a special prosecutor over it. And I think that's all completely justified.
By the way, Kamala Harris is out there explaining what it was like, what she felt the moment she realized that she lost to Trump. And we have the audio from that moment.
Yeah, who cares?
It's 4 o'clock already.
About that, yeah.
And we have
is.
so much
It's
more ground
one
to
time
cover.
has flown.
But we got the Salem Radio Network news coming up. A look at the roads, Rich's forecast. But before we do all of this business, David Blackman, please give us once again your blog address so people can find and support your incredible work.
davidblackman.substack.com for politics, blackman.substack.com for energy. I write about both every day and sometimes several times a day.
You have no idea how much material is inspired on my show from being a David Blackman subscriber. But I always give you credit, buddy.
Y'all can steal my material anytime.
We are grateful to have that privilege. All right, let's take a quick trip to Jack Ingram Signature Used Cars, where the most reliable pre-owned products in the market are available, with more choices under $20,000 than anybody else. And we've got a few deals there that you should be aware of. If you're looking, you got a new driver in the family, a couple of great options there with a 2011 Infiniti G37, gorgeous sedan, all the bells and whistles, all the safety features, $79.99 for an Infiniti. And then a 2015 Buick LaCrosse Premium 2 at $79.99. I want to check to see if that Ford F-150 at $49.99 is still there. It won't be around long. We know that. But you have many options. And there it is. Yeah. Let me just put a quick pic of that truck up on the video stream. It's a Ford F-150. It's a 2010, $49.99. Now, you can spend as much or little as you want, whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV. They even have some special vehicles in stock there that are great for group excursions and things of that nature. Porsches, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Volkswagen, Volvo, and Audi, the best of the best. But all of these cars have passed the most rigorous standards for resale anywhere in the automobile business locally. And that's Jack Ingram, SignatureUsedCars.com. to get started.
Traffic is brought to you by Skipper Pools. Skipper Pools for weekly service, equipment, and liner replacements, and a sparkling pool all year. 356-0237. Skip the rest. Call the best. Skipper Pools.
It is a bit nipply out. I mean, nippy out.
Yeah, how are driving, Skipper?
Well, if you're in Prattville, corner of Main Street and Shady Oak, we have traffic lights malfunctioning at that location. Please watch out for it. Police are on the scene trying to figure out what's happening. 6400 block Atlanta Highway in front of Zaxby's. Got a minor accident there. And we're seeing a good bit of traffic everywhere around Montgomery right now. Interstates, boulevards, all of our feeder roads out are beginning to load up. The afternoon run is on, so buckle up when you get out on the roadways. We'll keep you updated. Lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Toyota. The 26s are coming and the 25s have got to go. McKinnon Toyota, your family-owned and operated dealer with hometown service. Exit 212 on I-65 in Clanton. Wendell Chase, Skywatch Traffic.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
From weddings and concerts to cookouts and construction sites, TT Porta Toilets has been serving Central Alabama for over 30 years. Whether you need standard portable toilets with wash stations or upscale restroom trailers for special events, the Tierce family has the right solution for every occasion. So when you're planning your next big event or project, make it easy on yourself. Call 285-5513. or visit ttportatoilet.com. TT Porta Toilets. Clean, convenient, dependable.
Today's show is brought to you by Halloween costumes. I'm going as a mythical creature no one's ever seen before. A sexy morning radio DJ.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. They're still looking at the aftermath of a very powerful hurricane in the Caribbean, and that is Melissa, now linked to at least 36 confirmed deaths across Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and other Caribbean countries. Economic losses said to be somewhere between $48 and $52 billion, driven by widespread structural damage, flooding, and disruption to key industries in Jamaica and Cuba in particular. Democrats have rejected the Keep SNAP Funded Act of 2025. It was a bill from Republican Senator Josh Hawley designed to make sure that food aid keeps flowing despite the government shutdown. However, it's looking like it is going to run out this weekend. Some individual states are looking for alternative funding to make sure nobody goes hungry. On Wall Street at the close, the Dow was down 109 points. This is SRN News.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Temperatures are running way below normal for the season with low tonight down to about 40 with partly cloudy skies tonight and sunshine on Halloween tomorrow with a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night with lows in the upper 30s, coldest of the season so far. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend. I've got us around 69 Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And those jacket weather nights are locked in for a while. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Holy cow, Benji. Gold has gone up to $4,000 an ounce. How can our audience cash in at Marguerite's?
At Marguerite's, we do more than sell jewelry. We also buy jewelry. If you have old jewelry, broken jewelry, jewelry that you don't know what it is, bring it to us and we'll pay you for it. So don't let your old jewelry collect dust. Let Marguerite's pay you for it. Take advantage of gold being at an all-time high. Come see us at Marguerite's and let us give you some money.
Tell them where they can find you, Benji.
We're at 8163 Vaughn Road at the Pepper Tree Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week.
WAKA Action 8 News has brought you the River Region's first 9 p.m. news since 2007. Now you can watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW. Want to know where to find it? Go to Channel 22 with your antenna, DirecTV or Dish Network, Channel 14 on Charter Spectrum, Channel 7 on C Spire, and Channel 19 on WOW. Get your Weather Authority forecast, lace up sports coverage, and your local news. It makes a difference where you get your 9 p.m. news. Watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's /1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
There is something evil lurking about in the shadows. Something so terrifying, the sound of it will send chills up your spine and put fear in your heart. It is a sound that has driven men and women alike to the brink of insanity, and you may be next. This Halloween, beware of Hillary Clinton in the cackle. It can strike anywhere at any time. No one is immune to the cackle. In theaters this Halloween, The Cackle. Rated PG-17. Republicans not admitted.
She really got brain damage.
That's funny. All of that came about, if you recall, David. She was encouraged to be a happier type of person in interviews and on camera. And all of that is real audio that was just a song. And that's the last chance we'll have to play it until next year at Halloween time.
Oh, heck.
The Paul Bunyans of time cutting keep coming after me, David. We have another. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to about 4:35.
Okay.
And I deeply regret that I didn't manage the situation better this afternoon.
It's fine. It's no big deal, man.
I'm filled with shame. Pamela, please put that. I am.
You are like that.
It's my favorite time of the week. This headline from thelibertydaily.com: the Senate votes to terminate all of Trump's global tariffs. Why are they doing this?
Well,
and apparently
that's
with
not
help
really
from four
what
rhinos.
happened. It wasn't all of Trump's tariffs. It was tariffs Trump has levied on Brazil. So I'm not sure where that headline comes from, unless they did something today that I'm not aware of. You've got this faction of rhinos in the Senate: Rand Paul, Mitch McConnell, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski. Feel like there was one other, but anyway, those are the four main ones who, feel like they have to flex their muscles from time to time, and so they did that on the Brazil tariffs. And it's also probably got to do with they've got some constituents back home that are going to be harmed by the tariffs, or at least think they're going to be harmed by the tariffs. Turns out, though, in reality, all the conventional wisdom about how these tariffs were going to hurt everybody have not come true, have not come to pass. We haven't had another massive round of inflation because of that.
No.
It's just nonsense. And but that's just what they do, and it's meaningless because it's a bill, and Trump would have to sign the bill for it to become effective. And they don't have a 2/3 majority to overcome a veto. So I mean, it's just meaningless. It's just a virtue signal by these senators.
I got a clip here I just found on Rumble. It's Chuck Schumer snapping when pressed on Snap. Can we give
this
a
is
quick
awesome.
listen?
Yeah.
If we're gonna have, I gotta wait.
For the plan to
2
advance
ads.
My
Hamas
digital
must
advertising.
disarm.
Skip it.
I got a Machado knife.
And that's
what
another
followed
one.
was
Oh
an
my gosh.
absolute
It calls him
fiasco.
Cup
Here's what
Schumer.
really pisses me
Yeah,
off.
well,
I've wasted thousands on knife sets
if
that
the
can't do half of what
Cup
this
fits,
does. Why
you
the
know,
hell
wear
did I-
it.
Skip it.
Irrespective of the dispute on whether USDA contingency funds can be used for SNAP benefits.
It is not, wait a minute, excuse me. It is not a dispute. It is fact they can use it, and the Republicans say it.
Okay, but there's, only 5 or 6 billion, and it's not cost $8 billion monthly just to administer. I mean, if anything, it would only last a
It does
couple
not
weeks.
cost 5 or 6 billion to administer. There's enough money to start feeding people right away. 6 billion's a lot of money, and they're using it for other things. 20 billion for Argentina, hundreds of millions for Kristi Noem's plane. Who are we kidding here? The bottom line is they can fund it just as in 2019, just as in other shutdowns, for a long period of time.
And they also, if
ahead.
the contingency fund, which is $6 billion, which gets you nearly a month, 3 weeks, runs out, then they can pass Senator Lujan or Senator Hawley's bill, both of which we support. We know that there'll be 60 votes for that. Why aren't they calling it up? They're not calling it up because the House isn't here to pass it.
All right. So, how much of that is total Beazel Schmeazel?
Oh, I mean, they could start moving money around if they want to. That's just a temporary stopgap, but the government's still not going to be open. And that only accounts for SNAP benefits. Well, what about unemployment? What about the military? What about government employees? What about all these other pots, billions and billions of dollars to pay people who aren't going to get paid? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Democrats scrambling around trying to placate their constituents who get SNAP benefits. By the way, 22% of whom aren't even citizens of the United States. They're illegal and they're not here legally. Okay.
It's ridiculous.
This is the extent of the craziness the Biden people got us into with illegal aliens. The SNAP budget has gone from $6 billion a month the day Biden took office to $15.4 billion the day he left office, and it's most of the increase was going to illegal aliens. It's just mind-boggling.
Just reading the body language there for those who couldn't see the clip, he wasn't reacting like a man filled with confidence. He was not cool.
He was angry. Look, I mean, you can see
he's losing
his posture and his facial expressions. He looked like he was about to explode.
Maybe we'll get lucky. But just, and the president really hasn't said much about it. Most of the
commentary he's been in Asia. Yeah, he talked about it quite a bit last week before he left for Asia, and pretty much every press availability. But he was off doing the business of the country for a week, and now he's back, and he'll start talking about it again, I guess. But what's he going to say? He can't force any of this,
right?
He just can't. And it's Chuck Schumer's the one who created it. This is all Chuck Schumer trying to, placate the far left piece of the Democrat voter base, which is becoming pretty close to the majority of the Democrat voter base at this point. So it's his fault, and he's angry because he doesn't know what to do about it. He has no plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just quite the show. Quite the show. How are we looking? In a normal situation, you would see, just because it's what happens, midterm elections are going to go to the other party. I don't see that happening now. In fact, it's not a midterm, it's 1 year later. How are these races in New Jersey and Virginia shaping up for the Republicans? Can we see an upset in either or both of those?
Well, we had a poll released this morning, I believe it came out, that shows the New Jersey race now dead heat, the governor's race there, dead heat, dead even. And I think Citarelli's got all the momentum there and is probably going to win, depending on how strong the Republican turnout is on Election Day. The Republican turnout in-person early voting has been extremely strong, dead even with the Democrats in-person early voting, which has never happened in New Jersey before. And of course, there was a lot of mail-in balloting prior to that was heavily in the Democrats' favor. So the Republicans are going to need a real strong turnout on Election Day next Tuesday. And I think if they get that, Citarelli will win. In Virginia, it looks like the Republicans are in good shape to retain the lieutenant governor's office and the attorney general's office. They're not going to win the governor's race. Sad as that is.
Yeah. At one point I thought Winsome Sears would be a good candidate, but that's what I saw in the service.
She just isn't,
she's a good person, but not a good
she's
candidate.
A very good person, a lousy candidate, and she refuses to really endorse the MAGA agenda. And because of that, she's trailing. She's got a lot of disaffected Republicans who aren't planning to vote for her. And I'm worried a little bit that may affect turnout on Election Day and maybe cost them the lieutenant governor's seat too. But right now, the polls show them barely ahead in the lieutenant governor's race.
I saw another headline today. The gist of it, I wish I could remember the source. that Gen Z is turning conservative.
Yes, big time.
You
Big league.
pointed that was something that you illustrated for us statistically in the election last year.
Yes.
Devoted a considerable amount of time to the growth and the embrace of America First, conservative principles. Have you heard this woman? She's used to be on Bravo. Jennifer Singer, is it? She's out there applauding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And as David says in his blog, if you have any doubts that these people would really prefer you to be dead, you need
that crazy podcaster I wrote about?
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't even remember her name. I write about so many things. I can't remember her name. She looks like a demon. I mean, facially, she looks like a demon. And she acts like one too on her podcast. But you know, what was she doing there? She was warning the Democrat politicians like Schumer, the old school Democrats, that they better get on board with shooting the Charlie Kirks of the world and committing violence against their political opponents, or, you know, they're going to have these woke lunatics coming after them too. And that's the state of discourse within the Democratic Party today. You know, it's really frightening and dangerous for the future of the country. But these are the people who those on the far left revere and make famous and make wealthy, you know, to go on podcasts and say stuff like that.
And it's people like this that are forcing Noam and others to live on military bases for their own safety.
Yeah. Yeah. And
they're
only going to, you know, the thing about this is this, they're only going to keep becoming more and more radical, okay, until they're forced to stop one way or another. That's the only way they'll stop. This is a Marxist revolution. They're always going to double down. They're always going to continue to become more radical, more violent until they get their way. This is a Marxist revolution. I've been writing this for 7 years now. And it's gotten worse every day during those 7 years. And, you know, Trump understands that. J.D. Vance understands that. Everyone in the Trump administration understands that. But I don't think, you know, rhinos like John Thune and Lindsey Graham and Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins and all those people in the Senate understand any of it. They're so tied in with the moneyed interests that are feathering their nests for them, they don't care. And that's our biggest problem in the Congress.
Meanwhile, Turning Point, the
Jennifer Welch, yes.
Yeah, the organization continues to grow. And J.D. Vance, I'd like to play the clip that was included in your blog today.
Sure.
The throbbing absurdities from Thursday.
Thank you.
This is somebody questioning J.D. Vance, by the way.
You guys have sent the military into Washington, D.C. and a few other cities that I can't think of off the top of my head, which first off, they've had wonderful results. Like no one can deny the results of that. It's wonderful. Some might even say the greatest. I'm a comedian.
I like this guy. Who is this guy?
A comedian.
Thank you, JD. I like you too.
Now he's gonna ask the question about all the shit that we did wrong.
Okay.
That's okay. Go ahead and ask your question.
But yeah, I'm just wondering, well, it's not necessarily something you did wrong, but it's what could someone else do wrong? Let's say we get a complete tyrant in office, and let's say Turning Point USA is having a huge protest against, something really bad that we don't like. And let's say he's, a president is saying that it's getting violent. How can we, I'm trying to think, my mind's kind of blank. What is the difference between what you're doing and how could we prevent someone from abusing that power?
Yeah. So look, I understand where the question is coming from, and I think it's a fair question. And it's going to sound like I'm being sarcastic, and it really is not meant in any offense. But when you talk about what could another administration do, to take a wild hypothetical example totally off the top of my head, What if Joe Biden sent the Federal Bureau of Investigation to start arresting his political opponents?
Gosh, imagine.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you think you've been doing?
So here's something that I want conservatives, I want every conservative to remember. It's an important part of my entire political philosophy is we cannot be afraid to do something because the left might do it in the future. The left is already going to do it regardless of whether we do it. That is the takeaway of the last.
That's this guy. They got to be terrified of him. Who are they going to put in a debate with J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio or Tulsi? I mean,
Nobody.
Yeah,
Republicans.
not Gavin Newsom. I'm telling y'all, Gavin Newsom is one of the worst, most inept debaters I've ever seen in my life. He's horrible.
Oh, he would have an absolute hissy fit.
Yeah. He's just awful in a debate, and Vance would eat him for lunch. It would be just every bit as one-sided as the debate with Tim Walz, except more hair oil on the other side. He's just incredible on the stump. He's incredible. I mean, he stood there for an hour fielding those questions from college kids and was brilliant on every one of them. He could do that all day and never get tripped up, never say anything that would redound poorly for him. And he's going to be hard to beat in 28.
And I love that. I love the fact, and that Turning Point has just exploded in popularity.
Yeah.
This is all
Big
good,
time.
but we still have
Trump. You're talking about Gen Z. Trump won 40% of the Gen Z vote in the last November, which is extraordinarily high.
Yes.
Through history for a Republican, and it's gone more that direction since then, particularly among college-age males like that kid. Men are abandoning the Democratic Party, period, and across all demographic groups. Women, not so much, but even their numbers, their support for the party is waning, dribbling down on a slower pace. And so, and Turning Point USA is a reason for that. And unfortunately, sadly, shockingly, the assassination of Charlie Kirk has only accelerated that phenomenon.
Ted Cruz wants the House to impeach Judge Boasberg. By the way, another reason to subscribe to David's blog is his selection of clips. It's such a great digest of the things that are the big difference makers.
And I try to point out how these things are all interrelated and connected to one another.
Yes.
This is all a continuum. Everything's interconnected.
We have a call. Chicken Man, you're on with David Blackman.
I was just going to say, I believe that Trump 45, was in new to Washington, of course, new to Washington politics, and that he was in a learning process. But then when Biden 46, Trump was, regrouping and, building these strong cabinet members, when he became into office to 47. And, Trump 47, is much stronger and better than, Trump 45.
Yes.
Because of his experience that he built. And, I just think it may be my opinion, but, it's going to go down in history that Trump 47, was totally better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a man who knows how to learn from a mistake. And not make the same
He
mistake.
didn't expect to win. We got to remember, he didn't expect to win in 2016. And so
True.
He had not done all that upfront work. And when they stole the 20 election from him, he spent 4 years figuring it all out, getting the right people behind him, and building out a cabinet that is just filled with nothing but studs.
Amazing people. Thanks for the call, Chicken Man. We need Pam Bondi to fulfill her studhood. One of the things that hit me back in 2008, which was only 7 years after 9/11, that we elected a president with the middle name Hussein after an Islamic attack on our country. Now that city, 24 years after 9/11, is going to, unless something changes, elect a radical Islamist mayor. I
and
find
a communist to boot.
This is astonishing to me that New York could be that dumb, that self-defeating.
Well, but think about it. There's over 1.4 million Muslims in New York City's 5 boroughs. Think about that. And virtually all of that's happened since 9/11. Was that organic? Did that just happen by accident?
Yeah, I remember right after 9/11, the Bush administration asking Hollywood for help in coming up with scenarios where another attack might be prevented because our failure of imagination is over, right? Who could have imagined this, that they just walk in and become mayors and majority populations in cities?
Okay.
That too strikes me as incredibly insidious, almost as insidious as the Dodgers being in the position they're in, David, as we get ready to wrap here.
Well, I told you a couple of weeks ago, I was worried about the fact they aren't hitting.
Yes.
And the offense has been stagnant throughout the playoffs. They just had incredible pitching. They were fortunate that the Phillies weren't hitting when they played the Phillies. The Brewers, don't have a strong batting lineup. They had won by pitching and their strong bullpen through the season. Now they're playing a team, Toronto. What's so impressive to me about Toronto, it's the biggest contrast in the series. You watch Toronto come up to bat, and every guy in that lineup knows how to put the bat on the ball.
Yeah, they strike out less than any other team in
right.
baseball.
They're all contact hitters, all of them. Name a single contact hitter in the Dodgers lineup. This is the problem with building a lineup that's nothing but all-stars who go up there trying to pad statistics instead of trying to win baseball games.
Dare we say, and I hate to say this, but because I'm rooting for the Dodgers, and I still think there's a chance they can win tomorrow and wrap it up on Saturday night, but they have looked just a little old.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're an older team, yes. I mean, Freddie's 33, I think, 34 maybe. Mookie's 31 or 32. Muncie's 34, 35. They do have a lot of guys in their 30s, whereas Toronto's, a bunch of guys in their 20s. And they just, nobody has hit Blake Snell like that this year.
I know.
In 5 years, no team has done that to him.
I thought for sure coming back for a second start, Snell would have figured out, how to pitch that lineup a little more effectively.
Well, I was thinking that too. And then he threw his first 3 pitches and they hit 2 home runs off of him because he's throwing fastballs down the middle. I mean, that first pitch of the game was the sweetest spot.
Yeah.
It was like he did it intentionally.
That's another
incredible.
And that's something we should touch on next week at some point. What's breaking with the gambling, and it's turning up in all the sports.
Yes.
This NBA scandal is huge.
Yeah, the NBA is the tip of the iceberg, and they're not done with the NBA yet.
And you still have those 2 Cleveland players who are still getting paid, but have been suspended since June because of some gambling investigation. And I'm just betting that baseball is waiting till after the series is over to deal with that. David, I can't thank you enough for your time. As always, it's just such great radio and easy radio to do to have a guest like you. Please give your blog address and we will see you Monday.
I will be here Monday.
All right.
And baseball season will be over and Pamela will be happy about that.
Yeah. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about after?
I don't know. We'll talk about football. We'll have football talk.
Let me say goodbye to David, then we'll have a fight, okay? Because this is...
Try and take me, Greg.
Are you? Do I look like I got a white bandana with a red meatball on the center of my forehead? I'm no kamikaze. I'm not going. Thanks again, my friend.
All right, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Brant McDonald's going to join us in just a moment, and we have a guest joining us in the studio. So we got lots to do. Let's get to the traffic dungeon and 1819 news next.
Well, looking around the area, very busy traffic everywhere this afternoon. We've had a few minor accidents. We believe those have cleared. Right now, we're just looking at very heavy conditions on East and East-South Boulevard, I-65 and 85 building pretty heavy traffic on 65 northbound out of Montgomery, 231 to Wetumpka building. We will keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, up to $9,000 off select new Nissans, plus you get a lifetime warranty on powertrains on new Nissans. Worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Jack Ingram Nissan. Shop now at jackingramnissan.com.
1819 News.
A controversial pick by Montgomery Mayor Stephen Reed for the next director of small business development is no longer an issue. Donald Watkins Jr. has now withdrawn his name from consideration for that position. The Montgomery Personnel Board was currently considering the request from Mayor Reed to approve a salary of $120,000 a year for Watkins. The board had delayed that decision due to the controversy around Watkins Jr. and his criminal history. Watkins Jr. and his father were convicted of fraud back in 2019 for a complex fraud investment scheme where the two stole $10 million over the course of 7 years. Mayor Reed says the withdrawal of Watkins' name does not reflect his qualifications or his passion for the city. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Some of the greatest blessings is just having people that care about you, to have someone that's just going to love you and make you feel important. They encourage you to be in church. They encourage you to be in prayer. They encourage you to be in your Bible. Now it's a part of my day every day. My house parents planted seeds in me that you can see where those seeds have sprouted in my life and helped change my life.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
The U.S. Senate has confirmed a Wiregrass native to a federal judgeship here in Alabama. The Senate voted 51-47 to confirm Eddie LaCour as a federal judge for the Northern District of Alabama. LaCour has been working within the Alabama Attorney General's office as the Solicitor General for the state of Alabama. He's been doing so since 2019. Both Senators Katie Britt and Tommy Tuberville voted in favor of LaCour. The news team at WSFA out of Montgomery is mourning the loss of their news director. Desmond Wingard died on Wednesday at the age of 46. He lost his battle with cancer. Wingard joined WSFA News while he was a student at Troy University and never left. He worked his way up through the various positions and became the news director in 2022. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
In the market for a used car? Visit jackingram.com to view our selection of luxury, domestic, and imported vehicles. With 8 locations and online at jackingram.com, Jack Ingram Motors is sure to have the perfect car for you.
Brad McDonald coming up.
Looking for insurance? Or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar. We're located over here on the beautiful Alabama River. Let me tell you, if you had never been here, it's easy to get to. Take I-65 to North Boulevard. Take the first exit you come to, that's Louisville Street. Hit the bottom of the ramp, turn right, turn right again. That's 3 times right. Follow it to the end of the road. Don't pass our RV park we got down here, and you'll come up to the Oyster Bar. We're sitting over here looking over the river. Got a great little place with some great food. Got some good folks back here in the kitchen putting out some good food. You can check it all out at capitaloysterbar.com. You'll see a menu and all. We got a fryer, a steamer, and a grill. And you'll also see the upcoming live music, and that's what I got to tell you. My show got canceled out this week, but we got another one in its place. So Brandon Santini wasn't able to make it. Some of the guys in his band got sick, but Skylar Softly will be here with his band, bringing his horn section. A lot of fun. Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock. Like I say, go to our Facebook page, see what's going on. Get down here soon. Come hungry. It's pretty on the river right now. Come join us.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather. Well, hi, everybody. Temperatures are running way below normal for the season, with low tonight down to about 40, with partly cloudy skies tonight and sunshine on Halloween tomorrow, with a high temperature up to about 66. The coldest night will be Friday night, with lows in the upper 30s, coldest of the season so far. Plenty of sunshine over the weekend. I've got us around 69 Saturday, 71 on Sunday. And those jacket weather nights are locked in for a while. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Ready to borrow smarter this season? Apply online in minutes at yourasecu.com. Call 334-270-9011 or visit your local branch today.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
And now being joined by Mr. Right on the Money, and that is Brett McDonald from Invista Advisors. Hey, my friend.
Hey, Greg, thanks for letting me come on early today. Interesting day today. Yesterday, we talked about a slew of earnings. Obviously, the Fed had their big meeting yesterday. Markets were digesting that. Kind of a ho-hum day today all the way around. Not surprising that we saw the NASDAQ down because of those earnings yesterday afternoon, particularly Meta. My gosh, Facebook, they just got excoriated today. I mean, destroyed. It was not pretty for that company. Microsoft was also down, but then this afternoon, a little while ago, we got earnings reports out of Apple as well as Amazon.com.
How'd they do?
That was a different story.
Oh.
That was a totally different story. Yeah, Amazon, boy, they really knocked it out of the park. Their cloud-based business, that AWS cloud business, think about data center and all of that. Really much better than expected. And that stock was up nearly, I think it was around 10 or 11% in after-hours trading. That's a big move for a company that size. Apple also reported really good earnings, good solid earnings. They got a whole bunch of new products they're rolling out, and they had tremendous guidance for the fourth quarter, Christmas season coming up, a whole slew of new products. And so they're pretty excited about that. Initially, when they reported, the stock was going down pretty good. But as they kept talking about the results, it did an about face, and now we see Apple up in the after hours by about 4%. Outside of these earnings, obviously we've all seen in the news, Trump is on his way back from Asia, a fairly significant trip, obviously,
Yeah.
And he had some success out there. And I think the biggest key takeaway, without getting down in the weeds of what sort of agreements he came to with China, the bottom line is that as of right now, it appears anyway for a while, maybe a year or so, that they've kind of got things settled and sort of called a truce, so to speak, and they've come to terms in an agreement that they can kind of both live with for now. I would say this, I don't think that either side is super, super happy, and I don't think that the sort of the grudge, if you will, between these two nations is going away. But for now, the market, I think, does greatly appreciate the fact that we hopefully aren't going to see this in the headlines week after week after week. So that's a good thing. Very light on data tomorrow, Greg. Not a whole lot going on. But, obviously, if we see something crazy happening, we're going to touch base with you either in the morning or the afternoon. But outside of that, that's where we stand as of Thursday afternoon.
Well, I've been eager to talk to you because a weird morning, and I'm looking at the futures before the market opens, and they were down a couple hundred points. By the time the morning show was over, the market was in the green. I looked and I saw that it finished a little bit in the red. And that's why I look forward to these conversations, because you make sense out of all of this for us. And we sure do appreciate it. But of course, if there's any big breaking news Friday morning, we'll be here for you.
You got it, buddy. Everyone bundle up. Stay warm.
Yeah.
Man, it's getting cold.
This is, yeah. One of our great listeners, Kilroy, dropped off some camp stew. Perfect for
I can't wait to take that home.
That is going to be awesome. Thank you, Brent. We appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.
You got it, buddy. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
All right, we got a guest joining us in just a moment. Right now, Skipper's got to look at the road.
We're looking around the area, very busy traffic everywhere this afternoon. We've had a few minor accidents. We believe those have cleared. Right now, we're just looking at very heavy conditions on East and East-South Boulevard, I-65 and 85 building. Pretty heavy traffic on 65 northbound out of Montgomery, 231 to Wetumpka building. We will keep you updated. At McKenna Nissan, up to $9,000 off select new Nissans, plus you get a lifetime warranty on powertrains on new Nissans. Worth the drive. McKenna Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, you will immediately see the difference in pricing. Not only do we offer the most competitive rates, but our closing costs rank among the lowest in the industry. How do we do it? Because we can. We do not have the overhead that big banks and lenders do. Those big banks and lenders have big expenses. And what do? They pass those expenses along to you. Meanwhile, here at Alabama Home Mortgage, we receive wholesale rates which result in big savings that we pass along to you. Don't pay more for less. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our rates and pricing are just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have real estate problems? Whether you're facing foreclosure, inherited a property, or have costly repairs, we understand. At Rapid Fire Home Buyers, we're here to help. Any condition, any situation, we'll give you an honest cash offer for your home so you can move forward. Because when real estate problems cause you uncertainty, you deserve a solution you can trust. Any condition, any situation, we're here to help. Give Rapid Fire Home Buyers a call today at 334-675-1000. That's 334-675-1000.
Hi, this is Jeff Mallinson with Georgia Floors Direct, and I want to talk to you about Blue Water Broadcast and how they've helped my business spread the word. As every small business owner, I have to look at my advertising dollars carefully, and Blue Water Broadcast helps me get the most for every dollar I spend. I'm so glad to be a part of Blue Water Broadcasting and what they bring to Montgomery.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This is the News Talk 93.1 River Region Business Spotlight, a chance for you to get to know our area businesses and business leaders.
Our door is always open to McDonald's. We're always happy to welcome Eddie Bird. And congratulations, the grand opening on the new McDonald's on Pike Road.
Yes, it's exciting. It's the first new build in 15 years ever in South Alabama.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
in 15 years, the first new build. We don't decide as franchisees, and I'm not the owner, but I work for him, where McDonald's goes. And they have scouts all over the United States, and we finally have had the results for Alabama. And we're excited that we have Pike Road that has just opened up a week or so ago, and they've gone all over the state looking for places. So Pike Road is now, and in 2 weeks there's Enterprise number 2, and then we'll have another one in Dothan, Alabama, in our region. And so we're excited to have 3 new builds this year.
Eddie, I got to be honest with
Awesome.
you. If there was a McDonald's really close to my house, I would weigh 400 pounds.
Well, I mean, you could, but it's learning to do it in moderation because I can eat there every day free, and I do. So
I was going to say
yeah.
McDonald's, stopping for McDoubles was one of the things I did when I was losing 80 pounds.
Yes.
So
yes.
you
So there's different ways of doing
totally
it.
do it.
I was trying to get by fast enough to get you guys something today, but due to my schedule, I didn't. But I've got some of the little ways to thank you guys. But it's we're so glad that McDonald's has a memory for everybody, whether it's the taste and experience, or just it's just part of an international iconic organization to be a part of.
My daughter grew up in South Florida and moved to New Orleans 2.5 years ago. But during that time, I made drove 80 round trips to spend time with her, and it was great. But the ritual, every time I would come back, I would exit Interstate 10 at the Tallahassee Highway. And right off that exit, there was a McDonald's. And every time I made the trip, I would stop. I'd get 2 double cheeseburgers, order fries, and a Diet Coke. I wish I had saved the receipts because I think you'd be impressed.
Yeah, I know. It's yes.
And it just hit the spot, man.
Okay,
After
yes.
about 500 miles, that was like, wow, perfect.
And what we have so many frequent customers that way at a lot of our stores. And even I just drove to High Point, North Carolina, and every time I needed a break, I stopped at McDonald's too. And everyone is inviting. And, if you just use the restroom and leave, we're okay with that. It's a safe place for anybody to come. And that's something that McDonald's Corporation makes sure that every franchisee, is up to standards. And this new Pike Road, guys, is top of the line. It is state of the art.
Yeah, Rich was telling me.
It has a new conveyor belt system in the kitchen where the burgers are coming off a conveyor belt that we've never had before. The convection ovens are so top notch. Even the way in which we're dispensing our Cokes now are different. And you can't make your own like in some of the others. Everything's made by us now. And it's just an incredible thing to see today's 2025 McDonald's kitchen. And so, and to get used to it, even our people that have been there 30 years are learning new ways to make the same type of food.
Did Rich Thomas tell you that this is a guy?
Yeah.
Who's about to celebrate a bench? He's had 4 jobs in his entire life.
Right.
The first one was McDonald's.
Right.
When I went to high school, one of my classmates was a guy named Frank Hankus. He was the valedictorian. Quiet, smart. During high school, he got a job with McDonald's. We were all wondering if he was going to go to Yale or Harvard. He could have gotten in anywhere. Right. Instead, he went to McDonald's U and eventually became a high executive with the company in Oak Brook.
Right.
And had a great career. One company he worked for his entire life.
Right. And that's what it is about McDonald's. My boss, Mr. Murphy, the owner, the dad, his was that way. He started working when he was in college in Connecticut, and it happened to be a franchised, the corporate owned that McDonald's. He got his business degrees and all these great masters and all that while he worked for them. And then completely they took him out of the restaurant into the corporate world to where he was invited. And you have to be invited to become an owner and a franchisee. There's only 2 people in our 2,600 employees that never worked behind the counter. I'm one of them, and our Julie, who does our claims and our different challenging kind of things. So there's only 2 of us in the entire company that has never worked behind the counter. I'm not better than, but I just stumbled upon this with Mr. Murphy, and he saw talent in me that I didn't know I really had at the time 10 years ago. And it's just blossomed into a credible career. And the way in which you can go to Hamburger University and increase your eligibility for different positions within McDonald's is remarkable. And each franchisee pays for that person to go. Your airfare, your hotel, everything about it. And there's even archways opportunities if you can get your college degree that McDonald's will help pay for $2,500 a semester, and you'll have to work 15 hours. So we have several employees that are doing night classes and things like that while working for Murphy Family Restaurants as well.
I was thinking of finishing my degree. I didn't finish my degree.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like less than a year short. Would that work for me? Could I?
You
come out
never
there?
know if everything you can wherever you choose to go to school, talk to the Archways Opportunities representative, and you can go. And and that's amazing, because that's why we're here today, is to help the Pike Road schools. And so that's why we want people to know about on November 4th, that we're helping the Pike Road Elementary. On November 6th is going to be the Pike Road High School. So if you want to help support the students of the school, we're asking you to come to the new Pike Road McDonald's, and we'll give 20% of all sales. And there's probably going to be a little bit more than that Mr. Murphy will give to help support the local schools. So McDonald's Corporation and even the franchisees, we're all here to help continue the education of our students.
This is Tuesday, November 4th. That's the first event for Pike Road Elementary Spirit Night. 20% of all sales from 5 to 7 p.m., dine-in or drive-through, will benefit the Pike Road Elementary School. And Hamburglar and Grimace are going to be there.
They will. They're a joy to have around, and picture opportunities with that. And we have a photo booth area for them. And they've been a great hit, especially Grimace. All the kids love Grimace. So he will be there as well, saying yes. So, yeah.
Then on Thursday, the 6th, from 5 to 7, Pike Road High School Spirit Night. 20% of all sales donated to Pike Road High School, a dine-in or drive-through. And again, Hamburglar and or Grimace will be there. Tell me about the Digital First Friday. What's that?
The Digital First Friday, every first Friday of the month, we say thank you to those who order on our mobile order pay, DoorDash, and any other ways in which you want to digitally receive McDonald's as your meal of the day. A lot of people will pre-order on our app and our phone, and then once you get into the lot, they'll tell you which stall to park in, and then we can bring you your food. And that's the day that we say thank you to our digital customers. And you'll get a free gift that day as a food card on Friday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're ordering digitally and want to come to Pike Road that day and then have lunch with us and do local shopping there, you're welcome. You'll get some free food coupons for another visit.
And I want to talk about the first part of Family Fun Day, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, a week from Saturday. JT's going to be out there.
He will. He will. He is an incredible guy. Like most of all of your radio personalities here are. We'll have the balloon guy there. We have a prize wheel.
I know that
and all
name,
that.
Greg Taunton. I know
yes,
him.
he is known throughout Montgomery. He's a magician as well as a balloon twister and stuff. So he has fun things with that. And so we've hired him to come out and entertain. Photo opportunities again with Hamburger and Grimace. We have a prize wheel where you can win free food coupons to McDonald's, and we are giving away $25 Arch cards that way as well. So this is going to be another way to come into Pike Road from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and just have some family fun.
And with our buddy JT from Bama Country 98.9, and the Hamburglar and Grimace are going to be at that. They got a busy week.
They do. They're booked quite a bit this week, and so we're excited to have them there. So.
You know, I love studying successful people, and I'm going back like to Woolworth, and I've watched so many biographies about people who built Hershey. Milton Hershey's story is a good one.
Yes.
Who not only were very successful, but treated their employees well, kind of like what McDonald's is doing for kids with the scholarship money and so forth. But the founding father, Ray Kroc. I learned a radio lesson through him because I was told by somebody who was a friend that he only kept one slogan in his office, and that was the following. And I've never forgotten this. When you're green, you'll grow, and when you're ripe, you'll rot. The idea being keep it fresh, find new ways,
You can always learn something new.
Yes. And when you stop, that's when you start to rot.
And his office is preserved like a museum. And there is a poster or a painting or something there with that slogan on it at the headquarters. Yes, they've saved his entire original. The original Oak Grove campus was designed by a Frank Lloyd Wright student. And I've been there, and it was incredible to go out there and see the grounds and see all the custom furniture. And it was very mid-century modern and stuff like Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect, did in the day.
He did a lot of building out that way.
And so now that they've sold that to another company, got the new high-rise down in Midtown, I think it is. And but they brought all the nostalgia, all of Ray Kroc's original everything, and it's almost like a museum.
Wow.
So you can walk through and see it, and the setup is the same. And you'll see all the different things from McDonald's from around the world, the different flavors that they have for the different cultures and the different taste buds around the world if you visit the world of McDonald's in Chicago.
Well, thank you, for bringing this, because we'll remind people of what's going on out there next week, and feel free to drop by anytime. We just we're excited for you, Pike Road. This is a wonderful event, and Saturday, November 8th from 10 to 4, Family Fun Day, and we will let you know again about Pike Road Elementary Spirit Night and High School Spirit Night. That's Tuesday and Thursday, and how all of that works. And I'd love to chat, man. The insights on the corporate history and so forth. And I'm glad to know that the person that shared that Ray Kroc old saying, whatever you want to call it, those words of wisdom, that you're familiar with that. That's great.
I'm familiar. I didn't remember it per se, but you did, and you got it. But he was an innovative man.
Yes.
He was his own personality. He conducted business his way. It's not everybody's right or wrong, good or bad, but it worked.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked.
I knew McDonald's when it was walk up.
People,
but they have never messed with the excellence of that original taste, and that's the smartest move of all. Thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Eddie Bird from McDonald's, and congratulations, Pike Road. The Golden Arches have landed. Here's a look at the roads with Skipper. Wall Street Business next. It's 5.
Traffic is busy and building this afternoon, and we do have some accidents. Taylor Road at Atlanta Highway, a minor accident there. Also, East Fleming at Norman Bridge. That's going to be south of the boulevard. And we have an accident, Highway 14 at Fire Tower Road, which is just outside of Wetumpka on 14. Use caution there. Everywhere else, a lot of heavy traffic this afternoon. Buckle up. We will keep you updated. Come by Thompson Tractor and check out their incredible selection of used equipment. See the machines that get the big jobs done. Thompson Tractor off I-85 past Taylor Road, or visit their website, thompsontractor.com. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. President Trump says he had a good meeting with China's president in South Korea.
We will be having some discussions. I think we've already agreed to a lot of things, and we'll agree to some more right now.
And both leaders signaling plans for further talks in the not-too-distant future. China committed to resuming large purchases of U.S. soybeans, sorghum, and other farm products, including at least 12 million metric tons this season, up to 25 million tons annually over 3 years. And both leaders agreed to a one-year pause on escalating tariffs and export restrictions. Mortgage rates held at one-year lows. The national average for the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage remained steady at 6.15%. At the closing bell on Wall Street, the Dow was down by 109 points. NASDAQ, the big loser, it was down by 377. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Feeling the pinch on your food budget? You're not alone, but there's a place where saving money is easy every single day. Food Outlet, with locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Millbrook. Listen to these specials good through November 4th. USDA boneless chuck roast, only $6.98 a pound. Conecuh smoked sausage, $4.99 a pound. Get 2 Wild Mike's pizzas for only $5. Kellogg's cereals, Rice Krispies, Corn Flakes, or Crispex, $2.79 a box. Lean and meaty baby back pork ribs, $2.68 a pound. Get the 24-pack of Nestle Pure Life water for only $2.96. And Coke products of the 24-pack cans, $9.99 each. Visit Food Outlet today and save big. Open 7 days a week, 7 till 9, with the Millbrook store staying open till 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. You'll find us at 720 East Main in Prattville, 3543 Highway 14 in Millbrook, and the Eastbrook Shopping Center in Montgomery. Search Facebook for Food Outlet Prattville and Food Outlet Eastbrook for more great specials. And be sure to like our page.
The best pizza buffet in town just got better. In October, Pizza Perfect is rolling back the price to 2010. This month only, the buffet is only $10. Included on the buffet is pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink. Get it for lunch Monday through Saturday and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you've never been to Pizza Perfect, now's a great time to go. $10 for the buffet. Pizza Perfect. Available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values.